Sure, why not? I am the token black guy. I'm just supposed to smile, stay out of the conversation, and say things like, damn, shit, and that is whack.
Everybody's got at least one. Eric Vincent and Martin Weiss are your black friends.
Brought to you by The Bar, the Black Alumni Reunion at the University of Michigan. Shouldn't homecoming remind you how hyped the best 4 or 5 years of your life were? Homecoming at Michigan has been too whack for too long. Make memories you might forget with the people you know you never will. October 9th through 11th. Follow Relive The Bar on Instagram and Twitter for more. Episode 3 of Your Black Friends. Here we are, me, Eric Vincent. What's going on, bro?
What up, man? Episode 3, we still here.
Subscribe us on iTunes if we're up in there yet. If we're not, tell iTunes quit hating and let us in the store.
And we got to say thank you to everybody tuning in and keeping us here, man. 3 episodes in, I'm getting a lot of love. People actually tuning in, showing us, showing some respect.
Are you surprised?
I mean, not really, but
I put up
it sounds
shit,
right.
So
it sounds right to be grateful and appreciative.
Of course, we appreciate all the support. We appreciate
get.
everyone listening, and please, like we said, subscribe in iTunes. Be on the lookout for us. SoundCloud, that's where we're at right now. But Eric,
yes, sir.
We obviously record this in Michigan. The most ridiculous story I think I have ever heard from a politician came out of Michigan earlier this week.
And it does not involve Donald Trump?
It does not involve Donald Trump.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Although they are Republicans. Tea Partiers to be exact.
Okay.
So take it with a grain of salt. But, okay, so 2 people are having an affair. Let's just call them Todd and Cindy. Keep it easy. Todd Courser is a Michigan State representative, and Cindy Gamrat is another one. They're both Tea Partiers. They're both in Michigan in the Lansing in the State House. They were having an affair. Todd and Cindy were. Okay.
Sounds like some good politician shit. Okay.
Courser, my man Todd, he was scared he was going to get caught, like most cheaters are.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I've cheated before, and every time I was scared I was going to get caught.
Right.
And I've actually 0% completion rate in cheating. I've never done it and been successful. Ever.
You've been caught every single time.
Every single freaking time. I've learned my lesson now.
Is there a how to cheat for dummies? Is there a how to cheat for dummies handbook?
I don't even need it.
I don't even
need it.
Keep going. I'm gonna
look next time I find a girl, I'm just gonna marry her and just be done with it. I'm just
boot up instantly.
Me and her.
Okay.
This is gonna be me and her against the world. We're gonna move to an island. Gonna be nobody there but the grocery store and a beach, and that's it. Anyway, Todd and Cindy didn't do that. Eric, this is the most ridiculous thing I think I've ever heard a man do to avoid getting in trouble. He knew his spot was going to get blown all the way up. He made a fake prostitution story that he was having sex with men. And this is from this email that went out. State Rep Courser caught behind a Lansing nightclub. Truth, Courser secretly removed from a caucus 2 weeks ago due to a male-on-male paid for sex behind a prominent Lansing nightclub. Action coming soon to remove Courser. He's a bisexual porn addict, addicted to sex, all over Lansing since the election, having sex with men, and that's why he was thrown out of the Lansing caucus.
So, to cover up the most basic political shit that happens behind closed doors.
To cover up an affair.
An affair, which all politicians do. Nobody gives a damn about it. He made up a story that he was having an affair with men.
He said to everybody that he was a gay sex addict, and he was buying gay sex all up and through Lansing, and that's why he was getting in trouble. Here's the logic behind it. They found this out. The Detroit News reported this first. They found it out because Courser asked his aide to send an email like a genius. This is a lesson to all you people out here. If you're gonna do dirt, do it yourself. Because that's how you know it's going to be done the right way.
Yes.
You don't get in contact with the aide. You don't get in contact with anybody else. You do it yourself. But anyway, they recorded my man talking to his aide. He said, anything that comes out after that isn't the video will be mundane and tame by comparison. I need a controlled burn. But he planned this. He plotted it. He strategized it. And it blew up all in his face because we all know about it now.
Yeah.
But
we know about everything.
But the question I really wanted to ask here is, when have you ever just completely and totally just disregarded all common sense and logic and just lied and lied and lied and stuck on that lie?
I'll say this real quick. Tom Brady got to be sitting at the crib like, thank God it's not. He's got to be feeling some sense of relief for smashing his phone. We looked at him like, damn, so
Tom?
you really did it. But this dude right here,
There's no doubt.
went way above and beyond.
No
Call
doubt.
of Duty to not get caught on some basic shit. Like I'm saying, okay, Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky happened. Did anybody give a damn?
It took over America for a while, but in the grand scheme of things now, I don't think anyone cares.
We sitting up here applauding Bill Clinton. Nobody gives a damn. Bill Clinton is still in the black community next to Obama, our favorite president of all time.
Black people do love Bill.
Man, Bill is that dude. But I don't have nothing that comes close to that. I mean, in high school, I forged my parents' signature to get out of trouble. I've forged some texts to get out of a situation with a girl and stuff like that. Nothing to this extreme, which I'm not expecting anybody to go. I gotta give props to the women. Women are the best liars and cheaters in the world,
bro.
Because women game plan this shit like the Super Bowl, bro.
That's a whole nother episode of this podcast.
Man.
That's a whole nother episode of this podcast. Look,
we'll get back to
I can
it,
sit up and talk 45 minutes on that subject
oh,
alone.
Boy.
The guy was the one who got caught here.
Go figure.
But when I was in high school, I can't believe I'm about to tell this story to like.
You about to get deep on us right now?
Nah,
you turn the
man,
lights
it's
off, dog. You like you about to get hit on this stuff.
Nah, man,
He's about to get light skin on us. Hold up, y'all.
I'm mad you're actually getting up to turn the lights off like this is not a
I'm not doing
podcast.
this. It's 2 men in the studio right now. We ain't doing this.
2 o'clock.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Tell your
All right.
story.
You got your crew you run with in high school. There was this girl that everybody kind of liked, and then she kind of had a little crush on me, and everybody else had shot at her and didn't work out. But one day I came home and I told my cousin who I lived with at the time that I lived with two of my cousins, and my friends were always there. It was like 4 or 5 niggas in the basement at all times.
Mm-hmm.
I come through and I tell them I hit the girl. Let's call her Cindy. I tell her I hit Cindy, right?
Code names are good. That's cool.
Hit meaning I had sex with her, right? I did not have sex with her.
Translation for white people.
By no stretch of the imagination. I never touched her, I never kissed her, but I came out and I just lied because it would have made me cool, right? And for a day, I was cool. I was cool. Everybody like, man, you hit Cindy. Yeah, bro, I did that. Yeah, that was me. Talking all types of, but I was only talking in my basement though to them 5 to 6 people that were there, right?
Okay.
So I go in my room playing Madden 2007.
Okay.
The fuck is that? And knock on the door. Mark, come out here! Oh shit! Hold up! I come out of my room. All the same 5, 6 niggas is on the couches playing Madden, but Shorty is there.
Nah.
Shorty is in my face. You sitting there telling people you fucked me? Da.
No, bruh.
You know what I did?
What'd you do? Did you lie again?
I said, yup. Because I did. I was like, yup. Because I did. To her face. Got pointed finger. Get the fuck out of here. I did that. She was like, and you know what? I was even surprised. But in that moment, I had to make a decision.
How convincing were you?
I threw it down. I mean, everyone knows the truth because it came out, and it's like after a while, I wasn't about to keep up that lie. That's not the type of guy that I am. But in that moment, when she came, put my finger in the face, like, Martin, you sit there telling this motherfucker? I was like, yup, because I did. And I sat there and I lied, and she was so, I apologized after. I apologized years later, but I apologized though. I was like, you know what? I was in a moment, and it was immature, but
in the heat of the moment, you stuck with it though.
It's like,
and at that point, you have to. You got to go all out with your story, especially with your dudes right behind you.
Bro, because I had just gotten through telling all of them. I couldn't back down. I couldn't step back.
They all looking at you like, well, did you?
Exactly.
You can't back down. And what? Yeah, I did it.
Like they say, man, you can either be hard or be humble.
That's right. And you took the right approach.
I took hard.
Oh boy, that is
It's like when Marlo and Avon were at war, right? And Avon was talking to Slim like, man, I ain't worried about after Stringer died. And Slim goes, look, bro, if it's a lie, we gotta fight on that lie. We can't be no bitches out there.
So do you want to? So on this podcast, on your Black Friends, do you want to apologize to Cindy right here?
Nah, bro.
Or she's old news at this point.
Super old news.
It's all
I
good.
don't do that extra apologizing crap. I did it once and I apologized once. Now, if I did it twice, I'd apologize twice, but I only did it once. I learned my lesson, Eric. And it takes me longer to learn some lessons than others, but I learned my lesson.
Martin grew up, ladies and gentlemen.
I will never lie to a girl to her face and tell her I had sex with her when I know I didn't have sex with her.
Fellas and listeners, just take notes from that. Don't do what Martin did, and also don't do what Todd did.
Because that's what I could have done this.
You could have.
I could have when Cindy, I almost said her real name. When Cindy walked in the basement, I could have been like, nah. I was out there with
You could have said it was a different chick.
Either
that or
I could have. I'm just thinking, what if I had been like, nah, I was over there with Brian in the parking lot.
Oh shit!
Could you imagine the look if I had said, no, I ain't fuck you, I'm gay in the basement in high school? Could you imagine?
All bad.
All right.
And you be dead for the rest of the year too. You be
talk
done
about,
for that.
You don't talk about fighting on that lie. Nah, bro.
Nah, that's what. Just take the L.
I'm sure. You know what? I'm sure everybody got a similar situation, a similar story. You may not have been that out front and bold with it, but you know what? I'm just that type of guy. I'm in front, in your face type of guy.
I'm proud to say I don't have nothing like that. I'm not saying I'm just this, almighty cat or nothing like that, but I pride myself on being truthful and being honest to those around me, because that's what I want with me. I want you to tell me the truth when I'm fucking up or when something goes on.
Well, see, here's
so
the
I'm
thing.
gonna tell the truth. I'm gonna tell it like it is. Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
So I'm saying, man, I learned my lesson.
The confessional's coming out right now.
It's a celebration here on episode 3 of Your Black Friends. I'm over here celebrating 8 months since being left and dumped and brokenhearted, but you are 1 month into a brand new relationship. Congratulations.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am, man. I'm happy. I'm a happy man, dude. At my job, it's a little hard finding, serious relationships, but I think I got a winner right here, man.
Absolutely, seeing as it's 2:00 in the morning on a Saturday morning,
hey,
or Sunday night, Saturday morning, wherever it is, and that's what we're doing right now.
Hey, me and her celebrated earlier today. We had a good time. I'm cool.
What'd you do?
We went to the WWE house show that was at the Joe Louis Arena earlier. I'm a nerd. I got part geek in me. I'm a big wrestling fan, have been my whole life, and she appreciates that. Dog, a woman who can accept you for liking wrestling at the age of 25 years old, lock it down.
That's a stretch, bro, because I stopped watching wrestling when I was 13.
That's cool. But you know what? I'm not at the crib in John Cena footy pajamas. I understand it's fake. I understand it's not real, the punching and all that stuff. But just like everything else on TV, what do you watch stuff for?
Entertainment.
Entertainment, the storyline, all that good stuff. She's able to put up with that with me. It was her idea to go.
It was.
She bought the tickets. I can't say no to that, and I got to appreciate that. I got a good one, man. Now,
Look at him, all in love in the honeymoon stage. Just wait until 3 months in and she's taking shit with the door open.
Nah.
Wait.
Just
wait.
Hey, I'll be doing the same thing. If she doing it, I'm doing it.
Tune into episode 45 and we'll see. Let me stop. You're happy. That's good for you.
I'm going to be drinking it.
I'm over here draking right now. You're happy, bro. Enjoy it. I'm
but
over here Martin's room.
But I told a few friends about it. I've told a few...
Martin's room.
Super light skin mode. Put on, man.
Hey, bro, that's who I am.
Represent your clan. Represent your clan.
It's all good.
It's been weird though. Because I've told a few friends and some family about it. And
about what do you say? About the fact
about the relationship. And
okay.
People like I always talk to my friends about things like what's your type and the girls I go for and things of that sort. I personally would not say that I have a type, but I find myself. When I was single, and even the girl I'm dating now, beautiful girl, she's white, and I would say more so than not, I've dated a lot of white women in my life.
Give me like a ballpark ratio, white to non-white.
I got numbers. I've dated about 3-4 white girls, 1 or 2 black girls, an Asian. I think that might be it. I'm gonna hit the spectrum, but I hope not, because I'm happy in the relationship I'm in right now. That's the man disclaimer, to stay happy and safe in a relationship.
Don't be like Todd.
Hey, no Todd, no Todd. I'm a happy man. I'm a happy man.
And don't be like me.
But I don't think I would say I have a type, bro. Just because I've dated a lot of white chicks, you know, I don't think I've hollered at all kind of chicks. I see beauty in every kind of girl, but I think given the man I am, like I was born in Detroit, I moved to Southfield, but for the majority of my life, I've lived in the suburbs of Farmington Hills and West Bloomfield, where there's not many black people, or wasn't many black people coming up. So I was exposed to white women.
Now in my West Bloomfield neighborhood, I am the black.
You are their black friend.
Exactly.
You are their black friend. That's real. But like my parents clown on me about that, about like dating white girls. And you know what I always tell them? It's your fault. You put me in this city. There's white women everywhere. There's beautiful white women. I'm gonna try at least one.
So when did you move? When did you move to 248?
I moved to Farmington Hills when I was 10.
Okay.
10 years old, yep. I just moved to West Bloomfield a few years ago. I'll say this. Being from Farmington Hills, liking the stuff I like I'm not, you know, the typical, I'm not a hood nigga or nothing like that.
I don't think anyone will argue that, especially
cool.
listeners of the first two podcasts.
That's cool. I don't want that. I don't want that label on me. I'll take it. But I think when people see that, like, I think what black people have a big problem is when we see something different, not even just us, I mean, talk anything different, whether it's music or just anything, we kind of turn our head and throw a lot of shade to things that we don't understand, and they come off as kind of weird. It's kind of whack to me. So me being the guy I am, like I said, not the average hood nigga from, you know, the D or anything like that. You know, I carry myself in a different way. I like different music. I like different stuff in life. And black women don't really understand that. For me, white women, I would say, understand me a lot better than black women do. So I would not say that my type is white chicks or are white women, but they more so understand and accept the kind of person I am. Yeah.
That's interesting because I grew up in a town called Mandeville, Louisiana, which I don't know the demographics, but it's got to be 99% white. I went to school in the city, and I moved out here to the suburbs. Now, what I found is that white people in Michigan treated me differently than white people in Louisiana. And what I found that white girls in Michigan especially, and especially when I got to college, because I was in high school, I was pretty locked up. I was in a long-term relationship in high school, about 3 years. And I had actually had a white chick in high school too. But, bro, I'm telling you, I 0% success, okay? 0% success rate. Okay. I paid for it.
Okay.
But I found, especially when I got to the University of Michigan, white girls in particular treated me differently. I didn't feel like I would be talking to them any differently than I talked to anybody else. But I found like white girls were almost afraid of me or intimidated by me.
Wow. At Michigan?
Absolutely at Michigan.
And I would say, yeah, a lot of them are from the state of Michigan, but Michigan's solely, it's not like central.
Most of the people that I'm talking about were from...
Predominantly from Michigan?
No, well, you gotta, I say about half from Michigan. There's a ton of white people who go to Michigan from New York.
Oh, yeah.
And a ton from like the D.C., Philly, all of the East Coast cities.
Yeah.
And they come to Michigan.
Okay.
You go into Skeeps on a Thursday night, it's Little Manhattan. You know what I mean? And everybody there is a New Yorker.
Yeah.
And I really didn't come into contact with too many white people in social settings until my first senior year of college. Mm-hmm. I had the little victory lap, and I took my time, and I enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. It was at that point when I started hanging out with some white friends that I had made in class, some white guy friends I had made in class, and then started meeting white women as a result.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I tell you, I used to have terrible luck with white women.
Why is that?
Maybe none of them were attracted to me.
You're their dream. White girls love light-skinned dudes, bro.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I have had some form of relationship with just about any type of girl you can think of. Tall, short, light-skinned, dark-skinned, multiple different races.
But you wouldn't say that black women or just whatever is your type. Would you say you have a type,
I
period?
wouldn't say that I have a type. I can tell you what I don't like before I can tell you what I do like.
I respect that. I feel like a lot of people, especially in 2015, I think the world of dating now has become so picky and so complicated when it shouldn't be. Like, I think a lot of people look at the wrong things in relationships and in dating, and I think a lot of people are just hypocrites in what they ask for. Women want men to adapt to their lifestyle. Like, women want men to adapt to their lifestyle, but a man has to change for a woman and grow up when she thinks it's time. I think that's kind of whack. And I think a lot of people nitpick at a lot of things that I think don't make or break a relationship. I think this whole type bullshit, I think is hindering people a big chance of having love. Like, I think you need to open your eyes to all possibilities.
Let me ask you something.
What's
Would
up?
you rather be in a relationship or be single?
Be in a relationship.
Well,
absolutely.
Current standing. I mean,
since I'm in a relationship right now.
Not right now. All right, rewind 3 months. Rewind 3 months, and then at that point,
be in a relationship.
Okay.
Absolutely. I was before what the situation I'm in right now. I've been single for about a year or two, and the relationship I was in before that was terrible. And it's a lot easier and it's a lot more fun. Like going out to clubs, because working in the industry I'm in. Club every Friday. I might be at one every other Saturday. And it just gets tiring, bro. Like meeting new people and just the constant initial conversation and stuff like that.
Right.
I've been in situations with chicks where this might get me in trouble, but I don't give a damn. I'm gonna let it ride.
Bro, do you hear what I just said the first time? I'm
gonna let this one ride. Like you talk to chicks outside of lying. This is something else you can't do. You can't get your stories mixed up. So I've talked to chicks on the phone. Talking about, so how's your sister doing?
Oh,
like, well, I don't have a sister.
I know exactly what you mean with that one.
Okay. Another one bites the dust.
That was the other shorty I was talking
That's it. Yeah, that'll hurt. It just gets tiring, bro. Like outside of having a good chick, the one I have now, she's amazing, dude. But a relationship is just so much easier. Like especially if you can, zero in and be faithful and be responsible, which I can be. It's not a problem. I've never cheated before.
That's the key. Eric, what do you say for all the girls who will say they gave a guy a chance and he broke their heart or he cheated on them?
It happens. Get over it. I feel like everybody got trust issues since Drake made a song about it. Get over it. You can't live in fear in love or in life in general. Life is about taking chances, putting yourself out there. It's easy to love yourself. Like people always be saying, I love myself and that's all I need. It's like, okay, what's bullshit? Everybody wants to experience love. And if you don't, you must have had, I don't know. I don't say you had a traumatic experience with love or a situation, but everybody wants to feel some sense of love, whether not even if it's in a relationship, but people just want that connection,
right?
Because it's so rare. Like anybody can have sex, anybody can hit quit, keep moving on with their life, being chill. But not everybody gets to experience love, and once you find it with somebody that's real, someone you really connect with, it's amazing, man. It's a good feeling. It really is.
Congratulations on 1 month, my guy.
I'm 7 and counting. To be continued.
I'm still 7 and counting.
It's now time for This Week in White People.
Time for This Week in White People, and we have the headline, Straight Outta Compton. I know it sounds like a little bit of an oxymoron, but bear with me here, people. The contradictions in America have shown their ugly head once again. For whatever reason, it felt necessary in L.A. for a theater to
Several theaters
to beef up their security in protection of the people inside and outside the theater while watching Straight Outta Compton with security and cops, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yes.
So it's okay for situations like the KKK to rally in South Carolina in support of the Confederate flag being revived. There have been cases where the Dark Knight, I forgot the criminal's name that shot up the theater.
Yeah, his name was James Holmes.
He
killed 12 and injured 70 in 2012 in Aurora, Colorado.
Yes, that could happen and nothing happens. But for some reason, in a time like this where police brutality is at an all-time, not gonna say at an all-time high, but at a disturbing rate right now in America with black youth and black people.
I'll say this, awareness of police brutality is at an all-time high.
Okay, cool. Fair enough. We'll put it at that. Awareness of police brutality at an all-time high. You have to see the hypocrisy of this. They're beefing up police security watching Straight Outta Compton?
When I first heard this on a couple days ago, I texted it to you immediately like, yep, we found This Week in White People. Since that time, I've been sitting here really examining why they would do this. Why would you have more security at a movie theater for a black movie?
Yeah.
Predominantly black cast. A lot of black people are going to see this movie. And a lot of the articles I did read initially were like from those types of websites like Young Conservatives, You know, you see them on Facebook. They're like super extra right wing. Like, I'll put it like this: the website I first read the story on had a store, and in the store they had a T-shirt that said, "Where's the birth certificate?" Talking about Obama, like, where's the birth certificate?
Wow. Okay.
So it's like this goes to show you where I was. I'm not even gonna say it on the internet because I don't want to put that out there.
Yeah, we're not getting there, dude.
They get no more clicks.
We're
Once I realized the type of website I was on, I was like, oh,
that's fair. Okay.
This is what they think.
Okay, go ahead, proceed.
But after reading some more level-headed things like Time, it made me think, all right, since 2012, Aurora was like the first major movie theater shooting. Mm-hmm. Since 2012, there's been several movie theater shootings, and this Straight Outta Compton is going to be one of the more seen and has been one of the more hyped. Okay, it's set to do $60 million by the time people are listening to this podcast, and I hope nothing happens and make me sound like an idiot while I'm doing this, but it makes sense to me to have a greater police presence because of the Dylan Roofs of the world. You're going into a movie theater, or you know there's going to be a good chance of black people being in this movie theater. And, if I'm a white spree shooter, I may just walk up in the movie theater and shoot it up. I know who I'm trying to take out. Like the same way Dylan Roof didn't go to Sam's Club to take people. I went to the church.
If you're a shooter, you're going to walk into a black theater of black people watching Straight Outta Compton for a black audience. You won't
think about it, bro.
Crowd.
Think about this, bro. This is obviously very hard to do, but put yourself in the mind of a white person who wants to kill black people, right? Put yourself in that mind frame.
Yikes.
And you want to be in a place where you're going to be able to see and get to the most black people at one time, where they have the least ability
so you're
to defend
talking
themselves.
about, you're saying, so you're thinking that the security was in protection.
Yes, this security, like, wow, as a black man, when I see the police, that's not something that I'm necessarily on deck with.
Do you
like,
think
when
do you think the audience thought that, though? Do you think
I don't,
they felt
and
protected?
I didn't think that initially, and when I see the police, that's not a guarantee that I do feel protected every single time I see them.
Yeah.
Like, there are times when I see them, I'm like, oh, I'm glad the boys are here. But there's also times where I'm like, shit, I'm about to get pulled over.
Yeah.
Or shit, this is interacting with me. Like, this is fucking with my life. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm just saying, I can understand why such a movie like Straight Outta Compton, which is going to draw such huge figures, string so many people out, and bring so many people out who may not be going to see other movies, why the need for more intense security could be provided or could be argued.
I can see what you mean, but it still just sends the wrong message. Like, I feel like the cops and the security outside are, for intents and purposes, it sounds like they're trying to cage and control the people in the theater more so than protect the people coming in. Because, are they outside the theater itself or just the building? Do you know?
No, they're in the. From what I read, they're in the movie theater. There's metal detectors outside the movie theater.
It just for me doesn't send the right message. And at a time where black people kind of need things and visuals to inspire them and unify them, which I think Straight Outta Compton is doing. Maybe I don't know necessarily the best way, because we know how NWA was like, "Fuck the police," that's enough, but. I think, like I said, we need something to unify and, be together on. And, having a police presence, a steroided police presence outside of a movie theater just doesn't send the right message, especially in a time where black people and cops are not on the same page. And in America, like I said earlier, you got the KKK still allowed to protest openly for whatever they want to talk about.
But at the same time, I understand what you're saying.
Like we're supposed to be promoting equality. We're supposed to be pushing equality, and this same shitty white supremacist group is still allowed to preach their rhetoric with no hassle. Let me ask you a question. Let's say a group wants to come out and protest in support of ISIS. You think America's going to let that happen?
Legally, they have to, right?
But you think it would happen, though? I guarantee you they would come up with any possible cause to get them the hell out of the way.
But the thing is, though, this isn't a protest. This is people going to see a movie.
Yeah, but I don't think...
They're not exercising their freedoms of going to see the movie, but that's not necessarily an exercise in free speech or taking a stand on something.
That's not a stand, but I think, putting cops, around them in a way to, I guess, kind of subdue or keep them in control or containment from wilding out was what I see, instead of more so protecting them from what could possibly happen from outside, audience. I don't see that as what they're trying to do. Perception is everything in America.
Absolutely.
Even if that is what they're trying to do, it doesn't come off that way.
Absolutely.
So that's a problem.
I mean, think about it. It took me 2 days to arrive at this conclusion.
Yeah, it's a good point, too. I'm happy you came up with it.
It took me 2 days to arrive at this conclusion, because at first I was mad.
Yeah.
But at the risk of sounding Fox News-ish, you can't put racism in everything.
No, you can't.
Like, there's some instances where racism is not the biggest factor, but however, as black people, we are trained to view things through that lens and always factor in racism as a potential thing, because other people will not.
You're right.
And when you are in a situation where your rights or whatever has been infringed upon in a racist act, you then have to defend yourself and prove that it was racist, in the same way that a lot of victims of sexual assault have to prove that they were raped. As soon as anybody says anything is racist, it's immediately talked down by everybody else. And in this situation, maybe it's naive, maybe I'm being an idiot, maybe there's going to be a story that comes out on Sunday while we're editing this podcast and putting it out for distribution, or it happens on Monday where there was a police shooting of an unarmed black kid at the movie theater, and then egg on my face. But you know what? I don't know. Maybe I'm in a good mood right now. Maybe I'm lost it. Maybe I've completely lost all touch of being a minority in America. But the police are supposed to be protecting people. And maybe, just maybe, that's what they're doing.
I mean, I feel like it's wishful thinking, but like I said, perception matters as well. And in a time where officers are not protecting black civilians the way they should be, and understanding, like, there should be a mutual ground, a mutual level of respect and understanding in every situation. Like, the Eric Garner situation did not have to escalate to the point that it did, to where he was murdered. It didn't have to get to that point. With a mutual understanding, and I think maybe I'm not going to say discussion, but things could have been handled much better than obviously how it did. And you can say that with pretty much any situation that's happened in the past couple years, from Sandra Bland, Mike Brown. It's the list goes on and on. Like I said, it's been the same story. Having cops outside of a theater for a movie which circles around a group that chanted and lived off the motto "fuck the police," it just doesn't come off the right way. And I can understand the outrage of black people, but like you said, yes, you can't. Everything is not tied into racism. The more, you don't want to be the boy that cried wolf.
Absolutely.
And the more you cry racism to things that aren't racist, it just downplays situations that actually are racist that deserve this kind of attention. But with the perception of this matter right here, it brings up, I think, rightful anger and outbursts from, black people who obviously were at this movie.
Let us know what you think. Send us an email, yourblackfriendspodcast.com. And if you
Hit us up.
And if you have any other nominees for This Week in White People, we're taking them all.
This episode of Your Black Friends is brought to you by the University of Michigan Black Alumni Reunion. Keep track of us online at yourblackfriends.com and on social media. Find us on Twitter at YBF Podcast and on Instagram at Your Black Friends Podcast. Feedback and contacts welcome in our mailbox at yourblackfriendspodcast@gmail.com. Thank you for your time and support. New episodes coming every week.